From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, hon.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before we get to the forecast, we want to remind you that every morning, on weekday mornings that is, at 6:30, is Coffee with Kruger. The latest conditions with the weather so you can get out the door in confidence knowing what to expect. You can watch on all my social media platforms on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can go to weathernorcal.com, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku if you want to watch on your big TV. You can also watch on the mobile app, the Weather NorCal app. Now, by the way, I do want to remind you, with the weather that is heading our way, I'll be doing a special edition of Coffee with Kruger Saturday morning at 6:30. So be sure to check in if you have any travel plans, because we'll be taking a look at those road conditions and what you can expect for the weekend. All right, let's go and take a look at what we got going on outside right now. Of course, this is what it looks like in Oroville. It's been an overcast morning, but not much really in the way of rain this morning. The rain will really going to hold off until later on this evening and into tonight, not to mention tomorrow. That's really the big day. Still looking at Trinity Center here, still looking at a lot of snow, not a lot, but at least still some snow on the ground out there, making for a chilly start to the day out there. And taking a look at Lassen Volcanic National Park. Always just a beautiful picture-perfect shot right there. Still plenty of snow on the ground. So here's the deal. The next storm system is scheduled to arrive sometime late this afternoon and this evening. Now you can see that there will be more travel delays and chain requirements as we take you into tonight and even through the day tomorrow. However, I will say this, the snow levels are expected to climb through the day tomorrow. That should allow at least the chain requirements to become less and less of an issue, but we're still going to be dealing with, especially east of I-5. Drier and slightly warmer here for your Sunday and into early next week. So you can see all the clouds moving on in. The main storm system is off to our west. That's what's going to be moving in here for tonight and into tomorrow. There'll be two pushes of moisture. The first one coming in this evening and tonight. Snow levels starting off somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 feet. So what that means is, as we go into tonight, we could be looking at the potential for some chain requirements around Buckhorn Summit on Highway 299 west, or of course west of I-5. Maybe even around Oregon Mountain, although quite honestly, Oregon Mountain might be pushing it. That might be too low of an elevation. But I-5 near Mount Shasta City, and of course places east of I-5 as well. But what you'll notice here, we're not looking at widespread rain and snow, but still some snow nonetheless that could create some problems. All right, now we're going to take you to tomorrow morning, and now we're beginning to see the heavier rainfall hit the coast. And we're also seeing the snow levels begin to climb a bit. Notice around Buckhorn Summit, which is right about here, you do have a bit of a rain-snow mix. So most likely by tomorrow morning, the chain requirements are not going to be a big concern on Buckhorn Summit. But look how heavy the rain is in this area. You are going to be looking at heavy rainfall, gusty winds at times, and with the heavy rainfall, I'm a little concerned about mudslides and debris flows. So just be aware of that on some of those mountain highways. Meanwhile, around I-5, we could be looking at more snow there, and not to mention off to the east. All right, let's take you to about noon on Saturday. Rain is all widespread in the valley. Could be moderate to heavy at times. Still heavy rainfall off to the west. Most likely just looking at in the form of rain at this point for all of Highway 299 west of I-5. But you'll notice here again some heavy snow around the I-5 corridor here near Mount Shasta City, and not to mention to the north and east, where we're still looking at the potential for more chain requirements. Saturday, tomorrow at 5 p.m. We're still seeing some heavy snow from, say, Mount Shasta eastward, but things are starting to wrap themselves up, and we're not seeing as much heavy rainfall and snow out there. 10 o'clock tonight, most of the snow is off to the east, but still some scattered snow flurries off into western Siskiyou County. And then by Sunday, we can all finally just kind of Sigh. Breathe in a sigh of relief, right? Because things are going to be much better as far as the overall conditions out there through the day on Sunday. So Sunday will be the better day to travel than Saturday. That's just the bottom line. How much rain can we expect? Well, it's going to be a lot. I do expect to possibly see upwards of 1 to even close to 2 inches of rain for parts of the valley. The north coast, 2 to even over 3 inches of rain is a possibility. Now, with this amount of rainfall, there is a flood advisory for Del Norte, Humboldt counties. I would not be surprised if this got issued also for parts of southern Trinity County as well. I don't anticipate any flooding for the valley, but there could be some flooding concerns, especially in the areas that you're seeing the reds and yellows and oranges. All right, take a look at your forecast snow totals. And of course, we got winter storm warnings and advisories all over the place because of all the snow that we're expecting to see. Now, the snow levels are going to be a big key factor as far as how much snow we see in Mount Shasta City. I think we're going to get probably somewhere upwards of around possibly 8 inches or slightly more than that once all is said and done for your Saturday. 4 to 8 inches in Chester, as well as Aden, and not to mention El Turris. So again, we're dealing with the potential for some pretty bad conditions out there when it comes to Saturday. So let's take a look at the road conditions expected by 10 p.m. We're already beginning to see probably at least some snow beginning to create some problems on I-5. We can also see around Scott Mountain, we're seeing some issues there. And there you can see east of I-5, plenty of snow to contend with. Now, as we take you into your Saturday morning, now again, what we're seeing here is reds and some of the purples there. That's indicating that I think it could be in the form of snow, and we could be looking at the potential for some chain requirements there. But look at this, all on the Highway 299 corridor. It's all pretty much in the form of rain. So we're not going to be too terribly concerned at that point for chain requirements on Buckhorn Summit. But I do expect Buckhorn Summit at least tonight into early tomorrow morning. There could be some problems there. But bottom line, you've got to check those latest road conditions. Go to weathernorcal.com, click on the road conditions section, and you will have a one-stop shop for the chain requirements and those road conditions as far as the cameras are concerned. The winds, not a problem so much today, but look at tomorrow morning. At about 8 a.m., look at this. In Siskiyou County, central Siskiyou County, the typical spot in Shasta Valley, looking at some very gusty winds. You can see gusts upwards of 50, even 60 miles per hour through the day on Saturday. The winds finally showing signs of dying down by Saturday evening, Saturday night, and then Sunday. Not really too concerned about the winds at that point. So we are also looking at some gusty winds, not just Shasta Valley, but many other areas could see gusty winds at points of the day on Saturday. Let's take a look at your long-range forecast. Now, for the first time, we are starting to see the American Forecast Model, which is the one we're looking at here, indicating at least a slight chance for showers coming in for the coast on Wednesday. But for the most part, Wednesday still looking fairly dry. Really, all of next week is looking fairly dry and warmer conditions in the forecast as well. Your wave heights for today, you can see they're going to be below 10 feet, but as that storm system moves through on Saturday, now we're seeing those wave heights begin to increase upwards of around 16 feet. Not as bad as we've seen in past storms, but still getting those higher wave heights. Take a look at your forecast for today. It's going to be chilly. Just, due to the fact that we're not going to see much in the way of sunshine, those overcast skies, keeping that colder air really kind of pooling in here. Temperatures only reaching the upper 40s, maybe some low 50s for some of the warmer spots in the valley. 30s for pretty much everywhere in the higher elevations, with the exception of Trinity County, low 40s there. Mid to upper 40s for the inland areas, and for the coast, temperatures in the low to mid 50s. All right. Let's get you to your 7-day forecast. And of course, snow levels, their lowest will be 2,000 feet today. Their lowest will be 3,000 feet on Saturday, but as I mentioned, they will start to increase and climb throughout the day on Saturday. For now, I'm keeping it dry for Sunday all the way through Thursday of next week. That's also the case for the valley. Rain, or should I say showers, developing late this evening into tonight, but the main event will be tomorrow for everyone in the valley, with heavy rainfall at times, especially in the morning hours. There you can see the coast. Showers developing through the afternoon into the evening. Heavier rainfall coming in on Saturday. Dry for Sunday all the way through Thursday. But as I mentioned, there may be that slight chance for showers by next Wednesday.